In this world, there are many responsibilities, and the worst thing to do is worry. In fact, worrying is a waste of imagination. So in this video, I'm going to give you 7 steps to completely stop worrying. The first step to completely stop worrying is to clear your mind. You got to ask yourself, what am I really worried about? Stop yourself and think about it. You'll realize that your concerns aren't anything to worry about. Decluttering your mind can be a very simple process. What I personally like to do is to make a list of all my fears, all my concerns, and I like to ask myself, what exactly can I do to eradicate this fear right now? Once I create a list of worries and concerns, I then create a separate list of faith. I write down all the things that I have faith about, the hopes, the dreams, and my imagination goes wild and I'm able to get into a more creative process. Be able to clear your mind and release yourself from stress. Worrying won't add anything to your day. It won't help you to solve any problem. So release it into the world and be able to take care of your mind. The second tip is to take a moment for yourself. Sometimes you just have to stop and reflect. Many times I like to pray. Some people like to meditate. Some people just like to relax. But either way, make sure you stop yourself and take a step back so you can consider everything that's going on in your life. Oftentimes you have to walk away from your current events. One time I was working so hard and I said to myself, you know what? I need to take a break. And I went to the mall. When I went to the mall, I was able to alleviate a lot of my stress, a lot of my worries, and it gave me the calmness that I needed to finish my work that day. One of the best things you can ever do is to take a deep breath. Give it a sigh of release and just relax so you can enjoy yourself because you have nothing to worry about. See, don't you feel better? The third step to completely stop worrying is to write it all down. Make a list of all the things you have to do. So many activities, and every task must be considered very carefully. A lot of times, the stress comes from not having the right tasks in the right order. So prioritize and make sure you do what is exactly the most important thing to do right now. Sometimes we put ourselves under enormous pressures and we think task A has to go before task B. But sometimes if we realize that task B can come first, that will help us to alleviate our pains and reduce our stress dramatically. Number 4 is to emotionalize. There's a lot of times where we're going to have to talk to a loved one about the problems and concerns that we might have. A lot of times we're going to have to rest our head on someone else's shoulders and tell them all of our worries. It's totally fine. Find someone that you can trust and be able to share with them all your worries so that you can release it from your soul. Of course, you can release your worries in many ways besides a verbal conversation. Sometimes writing a poem or perhaps writing someone a letter can help you to alleviate a lot of stress. Remember that it's not only a conversation that you need to have with someone else. You can also have the conversation with yourself or even a conversation with the higher power. Either way, make sure you write a letter or have a conversation so that you can be able to get rid of that stress to ease down your worries. The 5th step is to be healthy. Now I know it sounds simple, but there's a lot more to it. There's many people who don't get enough sleep, or maybe they sleep too much, or perhaps they don't eat well, or they don't eat at the right times, or maybe they haven't worked out as much as they should, or maybe they work out too much. You have to find the right balance and make sure that it helps you to achieve your highest success. Many times our lifestyle will need to change. Perhaps we're going out all the time, but now we need to stay in. Or perhaps we've been staying in too long and now it's time to go out. Make sure you do something that's healthy for you so that you can be able to produce higher results. The 6th step is to take off the pressure. Sometimes we have to relax. A lot of our pressure have been created for no reason. They're false pressures. They're pressure from other people, from our job, from anything else. Sometimes we pressure ourselves. Sometimes we want things to be perfect, or sometimes we want them to be in a specific way. What we need to do is to just relax. In every single case, the world will never give you more than you can handle. You see, we have a lot of responsibilities, and we have to understand that we have them so that we can take care of them. Be able to take care of your responsibilities no matter what they are, and that will help you to kill all your worries. There's a lot of times where I made a list of all the false pressures that I had in my life. When I looked at the list, I realized that I had no pressure at all, and I ripped up the paper and got straight to work. It's really easy when you realize that there's no pressure in your life. Number 7 is to realize it's all a game. And in order to play the game of life, you have to know the rules. Sometimes you have to create your own rules. A lot of times people will tell you what you should do, or where you should go, or who you should be. And they'll make many suggestions, they'll have many opinions, but you have to create your own rules for success. Don't base your life on other people's parameters, or their guidelines, or their laws. Make sure you follow your own course. Make sure you establish your own path and understand what you want to achieve in your life. I personally struggled with this with myself for a very long time. Once I realized that I didn't have to follow other people's opinions or their suggestions or their guidelines, and that I could make my own rules, it helped me to stop conforming to other people's expectations and start performing to my own level of expectations. And it allowed me to break through into my own success. In summary, there's nothing to worry about. Follow these 7 steps to completely stop worrying. My friends, subscribe to this channel, make sure you like, comment, and share. And I look forward to seeing you next time.